Hello.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Happy Friday.
TGIF. Does that still exist?
Is it Friday?
Fridays? I think
Is it
does,
Friday?
right?
I think it's Friday.
Yeah, we always.
TGIF does, right?
I think that, right? We went there in the 80s, I know, a lot, so.
Oh, I thought you meant the statement.
No, isn't it?
I think it's just called Fridays.
Fridays,
now.
right.
Did it close? I think the one near us closed.
Yeah,
Who
it
cares? Really? No, I shouldn't say that.
We
Some
regress.
people might really like those potato skins.
Yeah. They always wear the crazy hats with all the buttons on them, so.
So we've been getting a lot of questions about helping out with stress level and mood, and we think that's really important right now. And I think it's important today because after this, I get to go on the website and try to deal with the SBA loans. Woohoo!
Yay.
Excited.
Some of you are probably doing the same thing, so.
All right, let's get started. So, yesterday we talked about the connection between the gut and the immune system.
Right.
And today we're going to take a little dive into the gut and our mood because there's definitely a correlation and probably more than some people even realize. So some of you might have heard this sayings like gut instinct, gut reaction, gut feeling, butterflies in my stomach.
All of those. There's so many. There's a ton more.
Yeah.
So.
Those are all statements that are based on the fact that our mood and our digestion, they're connected.
Absolutely.
Rick, in fact, did a lecture at
at Strong Hospital called Gut Reaction, how our moods affect our appetite, digestion, and bowel function. So it was all about the things we're just about to talk about.
Yeah.
So we just found that all of a lot of the commentary we've been getting back and questions we've been getting back from people, it's not that we don't hear any good news these days, but we're hearing a lot of bad news, and I think that just churns things up for people. And there are definite things in Chinese medicine that we can offer today, hopefully as recommendations, as suggestions. You can do, a lot of them are nutritionally based, easy to do, and I'm with the nutritional queen, so we just wanted to, we've talked about this a lot, how it's affecting people around us and people commenting on the Facebook Live feed. So.
And one thing that we can do right now is we are feeding ourselves at home. So,
right, a lot.
This is something that we can work on. So here is a staggering statistic that 90% of our happy hormone or our serotonin, that feel-good chemical that's so important for mood, is actually produced in the digestive tract or the gut. So oftentimes when we think of serotonin, we think about
that's a Western medical statistic physiology. That's not Chinese medicine.
Right. So when we think about serotonin, oftentimes we think about the brain and different aspects of the body. But really what we're eating and how we're eating affects our mood to probably the higher level than many things that we can do in our lives. So we wanted to talk about that today. And from the Chinese medicine perspective.
So the spleen, as we talked about yesterday, we led into this a little bit yesterday. The spleen, they take the spleen as something, they kind of combine them in Chinese medicine. It's the earth element. And the spleen is the main, in Chinese medicine, I won't go into a whole five-star issue or five-element issue, but it's the time of the year is autumn, and there's food and food color therapy associated with that. But what taxes the spleen is overthinking, worrying. The main word is worrying. I think we're all doing a lot of worrying these days. So that affects the things we just talked about, appetite, digestion, bowel function. Some of us, when we get upset, don't eat. Some of us get upset, we do eat. Same with depression. Some people, when they get depressed, they call it happy eating, to make themselves happy, where they have a fond relationship with chocolate chip cookies because that's what their mother made when they were a kid. That's what my mom did. So I'm saying that that's a memory I have. But people associate food in different ways. We're trying to offer something that is a general help nutritionally for that. And we're not criticizing people. When we ask people to do food diaries, and Laura's great about this, it's basically just to see a way of eating so we can offer these things like we're going to do today to help counter the gut reaction. And remember what we said yesterday, what we said yesterday, weight loss and weight gain are controlled by the spleen in Chinese medicine. So again, if we get upset, we tend to eat, and if we're not going out as much and not exercising as much, you can see that becomes a tough cycle on a person.
Yeah, and the overthinking and the worry can go both ways. So if you are thinking and overthinking and worrying a lot, then it can affect your digestion. And if your digestion is off for some reason, it can cause that worry and overthinking as well. And it's good to keep things in balance. And I really like to look at the gut as a garden, a beautiful, healthy garden.
Yes.
And when we have a happy garden, then there's beautiful flowers that grow, things are flourishing, we're nourishing the good bacteria.
I never thought of flowers and flora. I never
There
thought
you
about
go.
that. Yeah, G said that.
So we're working with the good bacteria so that we don't have a proliferation or an overgrowth of the bad bacteria. So basically the way to help out with our mood, our serotonin production, because if our gut or our digestion is not in great shape, we're not going to be producing that happy hormone at the level that we should be. And also, that happy hormone affects actually our gut and how healthy our gut is. So it again is this relationship that goes both ways. So
may I just add one thing to what Laura just said? And when you get a Western pharmaceutical for depression, it's considered a serotonin uplifter. So that's what we're trying to say is we're not against medications. We're just saying there is nutritional things you can do that do the same thing. So.
Right. So our tips nutrition-wise, and this is from us, and we talked about this earlier about the ideal diet. These are also the tips put out by Harvard Health to help out with your gut health and your serotonin levels. So basically, the list goes as we talked about: whole foods, less processed foods, the least possible. High fiber foods, which if you're doing whole foods, you're going to get more fiber in because you're going to be doing more vegetables, rather than processed, even better than like a vegetable juice, a whole vegetable, so you can get that fiber in is wonderful. Whole grains have some nice fiber, legumes. Then we're going to also look at eating the rainbow because we talked about the different components and nutrients that come with eating that. We also talked about, we've touched a little bit on fermented foods and probiotic foods. Those are foods that actually help out with building and restoring your good bacteria in your gut. And there's one in particular in my heritage called kimchi. I'm half Korean. That's a fermented cabbage that I love. And I just thought I'd bring this on because Wegmans is actually making their own. And it's a fermented product that you're going to see backwards. But it's delicious. It's kind of spicy, but Wegmans has a non-spicy type as well. But anyway.
Vegan.
Things like sauerkraut are also fermented if you get the kind in the refrigerated section, not on the shelves. That bag tie on the shelves is not. There's a difference between fermented and like pickled. There's some fermented pickles as well, the ones that are in the refrigerated section. There's quite an array of foods now. Probiotic foods would include things like yogurt, kefir, kombucha, which is a drink I love to make. And I will.
She does.
Have
the kombucha
to show
queen.
You, demo that, because my SCOBY, my symbiotic culture of bacterial yeast,
like some
freaks,
alien
freaks
refuse left over from some past civilization.
Like I can give him the drink and not tell him what it is. He's like, "Oh, it's delicious," and then I show him the SCOBY. He's like, "Ah!"
All true. She's not making a second of that up.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
So anyway, back to high quality protein. So we talked about that as well.
Right.
Like things like seafood, fish, poultry, nice grass-fed meats. So just keeping an eye on, if you want to look back to that other video, it's the same advice, and you'll hear the same advice over and over again in treating all different ailments and also preventing illness. It's the same diet over and over again. You'll get sick of hearing about it.
Well, you can control what you can stick in your mouth. You can't control, we talked about earlier in the week, can't control if it's going to rain or snow, but you can control what you wear when you go out in the rain and snow.
Yeah.
Same thing with food.
Yeah.
Look, we don't live in the world of never. The foundational umbrella statement about Chinese medicine is everything in moderation, including moderation. So just be moderate.
Yep.
It's not like you can never have an onion ring, or we don't live in the world of never.
Right.
We're just saying generally try to increase the application of whole foods, like Laura just said, in your diet.
Yeah, and I got some interesting information in the other day. Our Reiki practitioner at Balance, Angela Toda, she sent me. Are you on here today, Angela?
Yeah.
Hi, Angela. She sent me information about how there are different foods to enhance and balance your chakras, which are energy centers on your body that are focused on during a Reiki treatment, and also you can work on at home. And I thought that was really fascinating. There's such a correlation in holistic medicine between all the different aspects of lifestyle.
Oh, sure.
So she's actually working with people in her treatments, and right now she's doing them remotely, of course, because we're distancing.
Aren't we all?
So she's working with people for diet, and the chakras, there's different colors for each one. So basically what ends up happening is you end up eating the rainbow when you're balancing these energy centers.
I like the rainbow.
Yay! So eat healthy and you'll feel happy, and pay attention to your digestion. It'll tell you all sorts of things. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we are so happy to answer
Matt.
them.
Welcome aboard. Hi, Matt.
Hi. All right. Love you guys, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Eat your veggies.
Bye.
See you later.